Hey guys, it's Frankie. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. Welcome to the think tank. So we're just waiting for that press conference on the kids that were found dead and sadly murdered in Florida. They've been making arrests, so I'm just waiting for that to go live, and as soon as it does, we will take a look at this update. I'm glad that they're finding some justice for these kids. It does sound like a possibility of not really gangs, but a group of people, kids that are wannabe gangs, possibly. It's in a smaller area, not one of the cities that are known for a large amount of gang activity. So just waiting for them to start. They're about 4 minutes late. I will just make sure that nothing has come on one of the other stations. Looks like we're still waiting. I'm glad they've made some headway. Sounded like they had an idea as to who these kids were right away. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume on here. And Marion County, Florida. Oh, they're saying 9:30 now. So about 25 minutes, guys.
Wannabe gang. We are going to carry that news conference live. Again, it has been moved to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can watch it live, raw, and unfiltered right here on Live Now from Fox. The time is 9:05 on the East Coast and 6:05 on the West Coast. Let's head to a quick 2-minute commercial break, and on the other side, we will get right back into your headlines. You're watching.
So that's where we are. We're just waiting. So we could do this for the next little while. Okay.
as we do here on Live Now from Fox. I want to take a live look here at our studio in Orlando, Florida, where you can see what we're working with right here as we get back into the headlines. Militants in Lebanon fired a wave of rockets at Israel on Thursday. The attack comes just days after Jerusalem. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst has the latest for us.
Sirens ringing out across community.
We're very concerned about the violence there. We see now it increased more attacks in the last 24 hours. We're deeply concerned about that, and we call on all sides to de-escalate, reduce the violence.
Tensions in the region have been rising amid Passover celebrations.
Hey there, guys. They changed the press conference by a half hour. So we watched the Panda Bears. So about 8 more minutes. No, about 5 more minutes, and we should get our press conference.
Palestinians set off fireworks and threw stones.
Good morning, ladies in chat.
This should be a time for peace and not violence. Places of worship should only be used for peaceful religious observances.
Israeli officials say Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been receiving updates about the situation and was meeting with his security cabinet to decide how they will respond. 2 years ago, similar clashes led to an 11-day war between Israel and Hamas. In Jerusalem, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
All right, Trey, thank you for that report here. Want to get to some more international news as Russian nationals are being recruited, apparently. The FBI saying that they are actively recruiting Russians as tensions with that nation do escalate, particularly over the invasion of Ukraine. Fox News correspondent David Spunt has that story.
The FBI openly recruiting Russians to give up important information. In a new video shared with millions
Are you
around the
asking
globe on
about
Twitter, Facebook,
this one
and
here,
Google,
Shauna?
Bureau officials speak
Yeah,
directly to Russian citizens,
the 3 teenagers
patriots,
that
even
were
spies
found
looking to break free.
in Florida, and they were saying that it was possibly gang related, or well, not quite gang,
The ad campaign comes as Russia
wannabe
continues to wage
gangs,
war in Ukraine.
and they
More than a year after the
killed
initial
3
invasion,
different
US officials
kids,
say Vladimir Putin
different
is
days,
as
and they were found
isolated
in different
as he's been since
spots.
coming to power more
And
than
I
20
know
years
that a
ago.
few days ago they said that they were getting close, and now it sounds like they have made some arrests.
Volunteering to the United States government. It's meant for Russian intelligence officers, and the message is repeated numerous times.
What do you guys think about Brian Koberger? Sounds like there was somebody's ID in one of those searches. I'm going to talk about that a little bit this afternoon. Well, later this morning, I suppose.
With a photograph of Putin.
Thanks for the heads up there, Dandy. I really appreciate it when you guys do that for me. It's a massive help.
To also come speak in person to the FBI Washington field office and tell a security official that you have confidential information related to Russian intelligence or defense matters. The FBI Intelligence Division will contact you.
But there are concerns about double agents. Officials within the FBI tell Fox News all information will be thoroughly screened. They just want to get as many tips as possible. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News. All right, David, thank you for that report. Once again, you are taking a live look here inside that briefing room there in Marion County, Florida. That is the Ocala area, if you are familiar. And we do expect a news conference to get underway in just about 2 minutes, as the sheriff's office is expected to release some additional information about arrests that have apparently been made.
Oh, isn't it though, Dandy?
The murders of 3 teens. Those murders happening over the course of 3 days just last week. We have been covering this extensively and spoke live
on that one search. There is mention of identification being found in his glove box, but they never said whose identification it was, which I found unusual, but maybe it's going to start making sense here.
Prior to that, so we don't have to interrupt the news conference and we can take it in full. Let's head to our last commercial.
Exactly.
Here,
Yeah,
right
Shauna.
before this news conference get underway at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Whoa. Alec. Yeah, it really was, Shauna. News Nation sure getting the information. I wonder who their their source is, because oh my God. So I do have Fox in the description. Great channel for information. Oh, good question, Shauna. I don't know what's going on with that. I really don't. I don't know if he's doing this to himself. Do you know, I have a hard time seeing them do this to him, being how the media is all over this case. Would they be stupid enough to do something like this to him, knowing the chances were that it was going to come out? So I don't know what to think of this. Oh, really, Dandy? Evil Exists posted this morning saying no DNA found on the sheath. Guess Idaho sent it to Texas for more testing. Whoa. What the hell?
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. You are taking a live look there inside the briefing room over in Marion County, Florida. We do expect this live update to begin any moment now, as the sheriff is expected to announce some arrests made in connection with the murders of those 3 teens. A story that.
So what do you guys think about
here on Live Now from Fox? We brought you
Richard Allen?
with the sheriff.
How do you think that happened? Him or, I mean, they all seem to lose weight.
Very soon, and
I don't know.
Some arrests here have been made.
That's what I've heard too, Shauna.
There to the right side of your screen. Now, the sheriff's office has not necessarily said that this is connected to that.
I don't know about schizophrenic side effects. I don't know about that. I'm not going to say he doesn't have them, but if he does, he's probably always had them.
From our Fox 35 Orlando team showing that scene there over in Marion County. So I do want to pull that up for you while I go over just some of the basics here of what we know so far.
What do you guys think? I would love to know what you two think.
In the murders of 3 Florida teenage friends, these happening over the
seriously
3 days.
Dandy?
Now, the sheriff in Marion County, Florida, telling our Fox 35 Orlando team that he is going to speak here at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
I mean, I've been pretty stressed out.
Breaking news updates and arrests that are in the recent triple homicide that a lot of people are talking about. Investigators say the 3 teenage victims were found shot to death in separate locations over the course of 3 days last week. The sheriff telling Live Now from Fox, as I mentioned on Thursday, that arrests would be made very soon.
What do you guys think about that? Stress causes schizophrenic effects.
Or hybrid gang. We are going to carry that news conference live, raw, and unfiltered as it does get underway here in the next few minutes. We were told that
it's late again.
9 a.m. Eastern time. That appeared to be pushed back to about 9:30 a.m.
Guilt, stress, not drinking.
Folks are approaching the podium here, but they have just walked away. Once they do begin speaking, we will bring that to you, and we will bring you those comments in full here. While we wait for that to get underway, I do want to get into some of the other.
The only time I've ever really seen. Okay, thanks, Dandy.
Image here. That is when they are
the only time I've seen someone who wasn't schizophrenic early, like I'm talking like late teens to early 20s. The only time I've seen it come later in life is when people have had really bad head injuries.
Over the past year, and it strived to tame inflation. The unemployment rate fell to 3.5%, just above the 53-year low.
I don't know.
That was
I'm not a shrink.
Now, at the same time,
and honestly, things just shouldn't surprise me.
Inflationary inflationary pressures
Exactly.
and the Fed
Right, Shauna? You have the plan.
rate hikes. Average hourly wages in March were up 4.2% from 12 months earlier, down sharply from a 4.6% year-over-year increase.
Green is the way to go.
Measured month to month
in
though,
my
wages
world.
rose 0.3%
Go
from
green.
February to March, a tick up from a mild 0.2% gain from January to February. A lot of information there and a lot of economic news that came in.
Can you guys hear this okay? Because it's not very loud on my
I
end.
do actually want to head over to a report from Jackie Ibanez. She filed this a short time ago with more on the labor market.
The red hot labor market.
Boom. Okay, that I can see absolutely.
With big job gains, high wages.
That I can
steady
absolutely
unemployment.
see.
But a string of recent weak economic data has some business experts thinking a cool off is coming.
Have we ever found any kind of
12 months, I do think that the dollar is going to continue to be under pressure.
information? Like, have they done any? Exactly, Shauna.
Demand for workers is down in the
That's
private sector,
exactly
and a new
the way
report
I've
says
seen it
layoffs
work.
climbed
If not, like
15%.
really bad head
All right, let's head
injuries.
over to the sheriff now as he is speaking there in Marion County.
Speak up. I'm going to mute out, guys.
First of all, I appreciate everybody being here. And we're here for two reasons. Because of a very extremely tragic incident that has occurred. But on the other side of the coin, a conclusion to that tragedy. As all of you are well aware, last Thursday, March 30th, we received a call near Forest Lakes Park, where our first victim, Layla Silvernail, was located suffering from a gunshot wound. She would later succumb to her injuries. The following morning, we responded to a location about a half a mile away and located a second victim deceased on the side of the road from an apparent gunshot wound. Then on Saturday, April 1st, my deputies located Layla's car abandoned and partially submerged in a pond about 9 miles from the location where she was found. My investigators located the third victim inside of the car. And I'll go ahead and tell you because you've been asking me for specific details. She was located in the trunk. Now, I want to clear up before we get into those details. Based on the interviews, digital evidence from her phone, she was there of her own free will. Now, I'm going to start off by thanking all of the entities. If there's ever a true example of law enforcement, communities coming together and a almost perfect collaboration to come to a conclusion in a week on a triple homicide is truly amazing. Those entities include the FBI, FDLE, U.S. Marshal's Office, and in my opinion, probably the best state attorney in the state of Florida for the 5th Judicial Circuit, Bill Gladson's assistant state attorneys. OPD, my deputies, detectives, forensic professionals, and our citizens who are truly amazing. Now, this one's going to come a shock to you. That includes you, the media. You helped us of getting information. My emotions right now are all over the place because I am so proud of my guys and girls. I didn't do a damn thing, but they stepped up to the plate. And yes, you. You put information out there, and I'll admit this, you wore my ass out of interviews, you hounded me, but don't ever think I didn't use you as well to get the information I needed. Now, the investigators were able to determine that this group of juveniles were involved in committing burglaries and robberies, which they referred to as a lick. Now, although we had out there that was gang related, we have nothing specific to say that it was any rivalry or anything to such that cause. But however, each and every one of them, in some shape or form, is associated with a gang. Basically, simple terms, there is no honor among thieves. And at some point, these three individuals turned on our three victims and murdered them. Two of them right there. They fled the scenes, but left a lot of evidence in their wake. Through the cooperation of the agencies that I previously mentioned and my office, we were able to begin compiling all of the evidence and finding these killers. Now, we were shocked and saddened by the violence, as all of my citizens, because we are shocked not only are the victims juveniles, but the murderers are juveniles as well. I know each of you in the media here and viewers out there probably heard us in law enforcement or even in community events talk about what is the problem. And I'm gonna go ahead and address the first thing that I know it's gonna come up, because there are individuals out there viewing, and to include some of you media, that want to blame the one thing that has no ability or the capacity to commit the crime itself. And that's the gun. These individuals committed the crime. Now, what's the solution? I wish I could give you that answer, because this world would be a whole lot better. But the fact is, society fails it. We do not hold our juveniles accountable. We minimize their actions. Let me tell you why I say this. Last night, I had to stare into the eyes of two mothers. It's not their fault. Because what I saw last night was two mothers who are willing to give their sons everything, do everything for them, and give them their own lives. But just like you and I, no matter how much we teach them, because I am a father, I am a father, and I cannot fathom what they were going through. These mothers and mothers across this nation need all of your help. Because here's what infuriates me. I've got a particular media who has a problem with putting photos of juveniles out. Now, we do it what the law says we can do. Put these photos out. I put myself in the shoes of those mothers because I heard one of them say it. I wish I would have known what this one was doing and who they were, because my kid never would have hung out with them. And to think and believe, to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and frankly, stupid to think. We need to hold them accountable. And then hope that we can change them. I'm not going to be able to give you everything because there is a third suspect that we were unable to locate last night. But however, you will receive, you may already have it, the probable cause affidavit that tells you the details of the events that occurred. I will tell you this. I already told you of the witness hearing the gunshots. That is when all three were killed. The suspects were in the vehicle. This individual, who is a juvenile also, is who we're looking for. Now, I'm talking to the viewers. Some of you know him, you know where he is, and you need to turn him in. Now, I will get him. I will find him, and justice will be completed. As you can imagine, my thoughts are all over this page right now. Fighting these type of crimes requires all of us to come together as a community. And Marion County stepped up to the plate. And we've been successful. Now, I know I've forgotten something and I'm missing something, so I'm going to open up the floor to questions.
Any type of motive given?
Mentioned it, robbery.
Sheriff Wood,
Go to her first.
I want to clarify. I know you said the suspects were in the vehicles. Are you saying all 6 were in there at one time?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the 3 individuals, the 2 that are in custody, and this person, they turned on the other 3 in the vehicle, and that's how this unfolded.
That's correct.
In the commission of a robbery of the 3 victims?
Not going to get into too many more of those details because of the third suspect being out.
Sheriff Wood, Ted Williams with Fox News. Did the suspects and the 3 dead teens, have you been able to determine how long they've known each other?
Short time.
Sheriff, you mentioned the gun. Do we know how the suspect got a hold of the weapon?
Car burglaries. Yeah. Ain't that right? All the gun laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones. Because here's the fact. The bad guy is going to get a gun no matter what law you have put in place. These juveniles shouldn't even possess a handgun. But they did. And I'll go back to you. Add your question. A simple burglary, as some people will say, but I don't consider anything simple when it comes to a burglary. The law allows me, I'll plaster their face up on this page, up on my page, up on media. I will hand it out if the law allows me, because parents have the right to know who their kids are hanging out with and preventing this.
What did the suspect's parents say when you spoke with them about their arrest?
I personally didn't speak to them about the arrest. It was immediately after the interviews in which I talked to the mothers. But really, they don't have a whole lot to say. If you're a parent, put yourself in their shoes. Holy hell.
Holy hell.
Panic. I'm scared to death as a parent. Embarrassed. Ashamed.
All minors.
What do you think they're going to say?
Sure. Well, do you know if these three juveniles will be tried as adults?
All right. State Attorney's Office is reviewing that right now. Okay. So I don't want to say yes and then it turn around no, then you'll end up calling me a liar at some point. So.
What's the, to kind of piggyback off that, so what is accountability for black folks? I know you talked about, accountable for their actions.
I will refrain an awful lot on that answer to this question, to the full extent of the law. Okay, don't take me wrong. I might be hard on people, but I also have a heart. And I've already told you, I am a father. But here's the one thing my boys know. Growing up, the freaking barber had my permission to whip their asses. And not only that, when this stuff came up on TV, I pointed them. I said, you don't have to worry about the law coming after you. Full extent. Because they took a life. Are y'all comprehending that?
Whoa.
They took a life without thought. They deserve the full extent of the law.
Heard that.
I personally haven't, but have we? Minimum contact. I can tell you right now. I know somebody over here had a question. Andy?
Do I understand correctly that the three victims were an active part of the crime prior to their death? These three, is that correct?
I don't want to give too much detailed information, okay? But let me put it this way. My dad was a fireman. Always said, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? Folks, don't ask dumbass questions. And then I apologize. But really?
Oh.
Do I have to spell it out to you? What do you think they were doing? They're associated with a gang. And I've told some of y'all in interviews.
Brutal.
Gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days.
Good God, man.
They're gangs because they commit crimes. How simple is this idea? Where are we losing it?
Damn.
And I know we're going long, but this is my press conference, not yours.
Yes.
All six were committing crimes. You know why the three turned on the other three?
I can't divulge that. I wish I could tell you. I'll tell you when we get this one.
Damn.
Listen, I want to tell you everything. I really do. And since day one, I've wanted to tell you anything. They have had a leash on me like you wouldn't believe. Next. Let's get somebody new. Hold back. You heard the bosses.
Do you know how many were apprehended? Were they hanging out somewhere? How were you able to catch up with them?
Do you want?
Go ahead. The one subject on the previous photo, Rob Robinson, was in custody already at the juvenile detention facility. And the Christopher Atkins, the 12-year-old, we located him
12?
at his house yesterday after serving a search warrant.
Did he say 12?
Yes, they were very surprised we showed up.
Are you able to make any statements as to what?
Oh, agreed, Dandy?
No, you'll get that eventually. We told you he was in DJJ. He was arrested by OPD the next morning after the murder.
Dude.
And an affray at the school.
Holy hairy hell, buddy.
That's what I call a light bulb coming on right there. Remember I just talked about minimizing and holding students accountable?
Whoa.
Our school districts, not just here, I'm not going to point out just mine. School districts across this state and across this nation need to quit minimizing the actions of their students. hold them accountable. That's where the failure is.
Agreed. Whoa. Poof.
We're going to hold that one.
Oh.
All right. Some of that I'm not going to answer. Some of it I will. The one I will is the two confessed to shooting our third victim.
Oh, look at that.
In the trunk. I'm not going to answer.
Damn straight dandy.
I appreciate your questions. You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't ask. Any others?
Right, Shauna? Wow.
No, the community doesn't need to worry about them outside of.
Can you imagine working for this guy?
That's what they need to worry about, is locating him for me. And they do. If you ain't ever watched my Wanted by Woods Wednesday, that's successful and they find them.
Wanted by Woods Wednesday. What the hell is that all about? Wanted by Woods Wednesday.
No. All righty. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up that news conference as we have learned that 2 arrests have been made and 1 suspect is still wanted in connection with the murders there of 3 teenagers.
Oh my God, guys. Wasn't that something? I'm going to check out Wanted by Woods Wednesdays. I'm curious to see what the hell he's like. So we got some information. I mean, we're missing 1 kid. They've released all the names. Sounds like the 2 kids that they have talked to. Sorry, distraction. So they're asking us to focus on that 1 kid. So I'm going to have to look for some pictures and see what I can do. Maybe I can throw something up in my community post. I'll see what I can get. Whoa, wasn't that something? What? Okay, guys, well, whatever that was, I'm glad that there's justice coming. We just seen an interesting individual passing on the information. That's a start to our morning, right? So next is going to be Letitia Stout's trial again. They had yesterday off. I didn't realize that until I had already set up the stream and sat there. So I ended up putting out some other stuff. So check it out. And I'll absolutely see you guys in the next one. What did we just see?